So these are the flowers that I want to make with you guys. And there's a series of steps and some techniques that's going to really get you going. So what I'd like to do now is just to start with something that I'm fairly confident that you probably already know, but just in case. I've got some, you can use, I'm using here Dupion silk, but it could just as easily be a lightweight synthetic fabric. This is actually slightly heavier, denser. I love it because of the colour. It's a slight twill type weave, and it has a shiny side and a matte side. Again, very light fabric. And I think all the others are all the same. Satin can be used, any of those kind of things, but nothing too sturdy. Somebody asked me if linen would be okay. Yeah, it might be, but to be honest, it's probably a bit too valuable and possibly a waste of good linen. But then that said, and it's perhaps got a little bit too much texture. Now what I've got here is my 50/50 stiffener, and I'm just doing it on a plastic bag on my ironing board. And as you're aware, I like to fold it up into around about 8 thicknesses, because when I paint this on, it's going to penetrate through the fabric. And then when I flip it, it will have gone through some of the layers. So rather than have it all going onto the plastic, which is not going to help anybody, I'd rather it go back onto something else in the actual fabric. So it's a lot less, takes up a lot less space than trying to get a whole area, and it'll take a lot less stiffener wastage as well. Now I'm going to just fold that onto itself, just push it down a little bit, and I'm already starting to get it bleeding up onto the top level. So I'm getting to the point where it's nearly done. Now when I've got this fully covered, I'll open it up and check that I've got every little bit is covered, and then I will take it outside to dry. If I was in the millinery room, I would be using one of those exhaust fan cabinets, but in my home I've got the front door open, the back door open, and it's a nice, bright, well ventilated day. So that's ready to go now, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a squeeze, because sometimes that'll help whatever's loose in there to penetrate. Try not to get it on your skin if you can avoid it. And now let's have a look. Yep, that's wet. And yeah, now that's completely wet, except for, no, it's, oh, there's one little patch there that's dry. So we'll just roll that up and scruffle that about. Now that is ready to go. I'm going to take this out and dry it, and then I'll get you to the next stage when it's dry.